Hello Scrubs, thanks for checking out my characters list for Marvel Rivals. I will have a timestamp that leads to any characters that you may want to know about in the description. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Alright, so first off we've got Bruce Banner, or the Hulk. When you load into a match with Hulk, you're going to start off as Bruce Banner. You see he's got this little gamma gun when you click. It's pretty fast firing.
Don't underestimate me.
Alright.
Double kill!
He also gets these bombs. It has some decent knockback, and the cooldown is fairly short as well. It doesn't do much damage, but it's good to get people away from it.
Nerd win!
But mostly,
they're
you're
up ahead.
not going to be walking around as Bruce Banner. Once the game starts, you instantly have access to your ultimate, which of course transforms you. Now, Hulk has a passive, which is really just a really big jump. So, if you hold down the jump button, you'll start getting this arrow. And of course, when you let go of jump, it'll send you. Pretty nice. Alright, and then his first ability, it's this clap. Decent damage. The cooldown isn't too long either. You know, of course, that's good for like comboing.
Big slap!
You hit
There's
them,
gonna be a fight.
you toss them around a little, do your damage, and then, you know, of course you can end it with that. Start with that.
Double
However you want to
kill!
use it, it's just some extra damage for you to do. Now next you have, I don't have anybody here to show it with, because I guess the practice mode doesn't show teammates. It doesn't have any teammates for you to use. But if you press shift, you get this gamma shield. It, you know, of course it blocks damage or whatever. I'm not quite sure how much damage it takes before it disappears, but you know, that's nice to have if you're taking a little too much and you need people to back off. Alright, and the next you have, so you shout at them and it stuns them. So you could combo it a little bit, do that, and then stun, and then it lets you get through that. Alright.
Green Rage!
Now, Hulk actually has two ultimates. If you count Bruce Banner's turning him into Hulk, and Hulk's turning him into an even bigger version. Now with this, it enhances your abilities a little bit. It only lasts for a few, like 8 seconds. You see that does a lot more damage, and then the shout also makes them take tick damage. It's pretty nice. Also, I didn't get a chance to show you, so let me head back over here. When you're in form or whatever, your jump is actually it goes a lot farther, and you can jump a lot higher. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Hulk's a really good character.
All those crises I quietly put out, you have no idea.
Okay, now moving on to the next Vanguard, we have Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, he fights with, of course, Magik, obviously. He doesn't have a weapon or anything, he just shoots magic.
The eye of
They do quite a bit
Double
of
kill!
damage. But, of course, he also has a very slow rate of fire, and if you pay attention, like right underneath the crosshair, it says 75 and it's going down slowly. The more you attack with Doctor Strange, of course you have to take your shots. The more you attack,
Enemy in front
the
of
more
us.
it fills up that meter.
By the
Now,
fangs of Farala, that
when
was
that
a fine
meter
battle.
becomes full,
Double kill!
you enter anti-heal, which basically means that your not survivors, I play too much DVD. Your teammates cannot heal you. So, but there is a way to get rid of that besides waiting. First option is to wait, and it'll just
The winds of
passively go
Watum
down
blow
on its own.
fair this day.
The second is you can press one of the skill buttons, which is E,
I purge
and
the
you can release
darkness.
it to do a little
Double
bit of damage.
kill!
It's not bad. It's pretty good.
Our enemies
That's
are near.
3!
Okay. His
By
next
us
ability,
to's bane,
it's
we
a lot like
overcome.
Reinhardt's. It's a lot like Reinhardt's ability. You pull out this giant shield. You can walk around with it. You can jump. It's okay. It takes a bit of damage. It takes 800 hits of damage. Not hits, but you know, 800 damage before it like you can't use it.
That much closer to victory.
Then we have the left shift. This one's gonna make you jump up in the air, and then you can float around. It's a pretty good escape tool. You can do all your abilities in the air with it. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. And then there's probably his coolest ability, in my honest opinion, or at least one of his coolest abilities. It's
Another
this
falls
portal.
to the Sorcerer Supreme.
So let's go back here. Do that.
Our enemies are near.
Alright, now we can put this, sure, let's say right here, facing inwards. You place that, and he'll draw this portal, and look how seamless that is. And you can shoot through it, and then you can, of course, walk through it. Of course, you know, it has, like, a bit of rendering issues, so your game's gonna lag a little when it happens, unless you're running, like, friggin' like maxed out specs or whatever. Okay, now on to his ultimate. His ultimate is the Eye of Vishanti, and what that's gonna do is when you press it,
By the Eye of Agamotto,
or
I'm stuck.
Eye of Argamoto, whatever the fuck. I thought
I
it was
am
Vishanti.
Sorcerer
But,
Supreme.
Basically, that makes all of their souls leave their body,
Our
and
enemies are near.
while their souls are gone,
By the Eye of Agamotto,
you can deal damage. You can deal damage, and they
That
cannot
much
move
closer
until
to
their
victory.
souls
Double
enter their body.
kill.
So it's
That's
good for
three.
some really good crowd control.
tribute to my powers.
It's really nice. That's pretty much all that's in the kit for Doctor Strange. And let's move on to the next Vanguard. Okay. Alright, now we have Magneto. Really strong. He's like really jacked. I don't mean strong as in like strength of the character
It
wise.
seems
I mean,
we
like,
have
this man's
company.
built. Look at this man. This man's like, I can move metal with my mind, but you already know I hit the gym 8 times a day type deal. Alright, so when his rate of fire is also pretty good. It's not like super slow,
Insolent fool.
but
Double kill.
it does quite a bit of damage, and you know, you're definitely gonna have to like
That's 3.
aim a little better with his because it's not the fastest. I can't show his what's it called? Okay, I did it. I can't show it. Cool. So when you have teammates, you can give them shield. That's pretty simple. It's like Zarya's bubble from Overwatch. Then you have his left shift, which is another shield. Right? And then there's this ability.
Here
which,
they are now.
it takes the rings on his back and you throw them. And the more you have, the more knockback and more damage it does. Okay. So, let's wait for the third one. Oh, he killed him. Fair enough. Let's do that. See? It knocks them back
How
and it does
disappointing.
quite a bit of damage, so it's not bad. Now, his ult, it's... Oh, hold on, before I go into his ult, let me explain his passive really quickly. So his passive is he's able to slowly fall. If you're holding space, or whatever your jump button is, he'll just fall slowly. Wanda has the same one, but I'll get into that a little later. Let's look at that.
Here, Magneto! Here they are now.
It's not bad. It's
How disappointing.
It's an ult. It's an ultimate. It's the ult of all time. It was getting really loud. I couldn't take it anymore. Let's look at his ultimate again.
Here, Magneto!
Okay, so the more you wait, the more metal builds up on the ball, and I suppose.
Insolent fool.
Double KO.
Right. Now this, his greatsword, that's his melee. That'll be pressing V, or whatever you assign it to. When you press your melee, it summons a pretty, this pretty cool greatsword that he summons. And that actually becomes enhanced when you have Wanda on the team, so that's really nice. Let's move on to the next. So now we have Groot. Groot's a pretty interesting Vanguard. So his rate of fire is pretty strong, as you'd expect for a Vanguard.
That's 3.
So first thing is this he has mines. You would throw that there, and it starts off as one bomb, and it splits into mini cluster bombs. Pretty good. It does minor damage. Of course, you would just use that to finish off an enemy, or
I am Groot.
you know, like starting damage. Just supporting damage. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing major. Now we have his Thornwood walls. These attack enemies that are nearby. So when I hit a nearby enemy, the tree will also hit that enemy.
That's 3.
So that's nice. So you'd put those where you need them. You can also retrieve them. And his next one is the Ironwood wall. This one's a little bigger.
I am Groot.
It's meant to protect, but when you deal damage to enemies, if you look at the health bar, it gives them a health bar. It gives you
Double KO.
It's really nice. Alright, lastly, for Groot, he has this ult. It's a lot like, I say it's a lot like, but it genuinely is just Orisa's ult. Her first ult before she was reworked. And you throw this cluster bomb, and it'll group them in together and hold them in place.
Double KO.
I am Groot.
It deals 6 damage to them as well. It's pretty nice. It's not terrible.
That's 3.
I could see myself playing Groot, honestly. Groot seems like he'd be a bunch of fun. I've been seeing a lot of them though, so it'd be what it'd be. All right.
Whoever they are, they don't look friendly.
Can you shut the frick up, Penny? I'm sorry. I'm just playing. For the last Vanguard, we have Peni Parker. Now, of course, she's in this spider suit. Although she looks like Diva, she doesn't look like Diva. Diva would be more of the Hulk character. When you kill Hulk, he turns back into Bruce Banner. But that's not how Penny works. If Penny dies in the suit, she just dies, right? Frick her. Alright, so I did mess around with her a little bit, but she's not a character I see myself playing, but we're not here for that. Her first ability is going to be this little web. You can shoot that onto like surfaces and enemies. Enemies, it'll stun them for a brief second, but structures, it'll just keep them there. Now, if you look, it says web strand, so if I were to press F right now, it'll pull me there. And Penny also has this passive where she can run on walls. So if you were to put this here, and then turn to it, you can run on the wall. Right. There's also that. If you're attached to the wall, it will, not wall. If you're attached to this thing, it'll pull you back away from danger. So, say put that there. You see I've got all this tension on there right now? Right? If I were to let go, it pulls me to the wall. So
Whoever they are, they don't look friendly.
Do that, start shooting. Okay, I guess I hit the wall. Awesome. Back out, start shooting, get some damage in, and then go back in. It's a good tool for maneuverability. It's pretty decent. Okay, her next ability is going to be this little thing. Thanks, that definitely helps. It's this little spider component.
Here,
So you
little one.
put it in there, it starts spewing mines, and enemies will start taking damage if they're within this
I know
shield.
that sound.
So it's not bad. It's a good crowd control tool.
My
And
trap
also,
worked.
this thing counts as one of those. So you can also, you know, play with
Fighters
this
get the
thing.
job done. Double KO.
Not terrible at all.
It
Not
just
terrible
my
at all.
trap worked.
And
Whoever
then,
they are,
if you press
they
E,
don't look
you can
time
shoot
for
these
some
mines.
fireworks. Double KO.
Right.
Spiders.
Right, not terrible.
My trap worked.
Now, her ult combines all of these things.
It's spider time.
So when you run, she starts shooting mines.
Double KO. Coming back.
You can also use spider
My
swoop.
trap worked. That's 3.
You just reuse their little arms,
Way to go.
and then you can do your
Wow,
last
4 in a row. Job done.
Right?
My trap
Not terrible.
worked.
So that's Peni Parker. And that's the last of the Vanguards. Alright, let's move on. Alright, so the first of our... What are they called? Strategists? Hold on, I actually don't know.
Embarrassing!
So they're called duelists. Alright, so the first duelist that we have is Punisher. Okay, I realized that I just stopped showing. I stopped showing the rate of fire and I didn't mean to do that. So, obviously, it's an AR.
New entry in the war.
That's gonna be the rate of fire. It's pretty good, and he does some really nice damage. He's better at long range because it's easier for him to hit enemies than it is for enemies to hit you,
Double
especially if you're
kill.
going against somebody like Magik or Scarlet. He also does have 2 guns. So first is gonna be this AR, and the second is a shotgun, which of course is really good up close.
Double KO.
Not bad.
Another
alright.
bump in the
Now,
road.
now his first ability is this smoke bomb. It actually does damage on contact, and it'll cloud their vision.
Scourge grenade.
So you can use that to like maybe close the
So
gap and
weak.
shoot them where they least expect it or whatever. Not bad. His second ability is actually pretty cool, and you set up these zip lines, and those help you get to a vantage point. Right? Not
Justice.
terrible.
Pure and simple.
And then you can also take them again if you're near them. His third ability, it's a pretty strong one. It's going to be
Need
the
some
turret.
ranged firepower.
Very strong.
Free fire zone.
Double
The
KO.
only issue with this one is that it's not like Bastion. where
More
you can use
scum
it.
scraped off.
That's 3.
Hostiles up
Wow,
front.
4 in a row.
Right? And it's limited to 200 bullets. So once you're out of bullets, you get off of that thing. His ult, it's the turret, but you are the turret.
Judge, jury, executioner.
So you turn into Marvel,
KO.
essentially.
Lights out for scum.
That's 3. Wow, 4 in a row.
Not terrible. Not terrible.
When you have been powerless,
Our next
having
duelist
power
is a pretty
means
complicated
something.
one, but I feel like it's one that somebody will get the hang of
Enemy
if
in
you
front
put the
of
time
us.
into it. So we have this duelist. This is Storm. First thing that you might notice, if it's not the flying, she is a flying character, but she also has this little ring radius. The higher up you go, the smaller the ring. Right? So you want to stay pretty low, but you know, it's also completely up to you. Her rate of fire, it's pretty slow, but she does some decent damage.
Blew them away.
Double KO.
Now, let me explain the ring. The ring around her, it works exclusively on allies. So, let me pull this up. Alright, so you can see that
Enemy in front of us.
I have 2 allies within the ring. Or, the ring isn't even showing, honestly, but just pretend that you can see the ring, right? Got 2 allies in here. When I use my shift ability, when I press E, I need them to come back. When I press E, it'll make them go faster if the ring is blue. right? If I press shift, I can change it, and they do more damage all the time. They will do more damage naturally, while this is not as well, but I think it further increases their damage
Double kill!
if I click the active. Alright, so that's what my shift does. My shift changes this. This gives them a movement boost, so they move faster. And this gives them a damage
spotted us.
For this ability, I have a Thunderbolt, decent damage.
No pleasure in that, but it had to be done.
Double kill!
That's pretty much what that does. Let's check out our ult.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
So it's like Doomfist where you choose where you want to spawn, but at the end of it, it pulls enemies in and you deal damage. And you can also move around on it. Right, so it's pretty. That's Storm. You're getting pretty much everything you see with Storm. She does move pretty slow around the air though, so you really have to. That's why they gave her this. So make sure that you have your movement thing on.
Speed is
and
everything.
that's really going to give you the speed that you need to get out of the way. Not fully, but it's better than the base speed.
Why should Asgard not be mine?
Now the
That is the real question.
Our next duelist is Hela? I don't know how you say her name, honestly. But everybody's been saying Hela, so that's what I've been saying. She only gets 8 daggers thingies, whatever. And her rate of fire is pretty slow, but she hits.
Double kill!
Here. Are you gonna spawn as Bruce Banner? No, okay.
An opportunity for combat.
She can 6-tap Hulk. There's not a lot of characters in the game who can do that. Right?
Brian Banner sends his regards.
So basically what you want to do with Hela is to just stay up on a vantage point and kind of like snipe people. And you actually have an ability that supports that. So it's going to be your left shift, and that's going to be your movement ability. It's a teleport. It's pretty fast. You transform into a little raven, and you can get wherever you want. It doesn't last very long, but it does move pretty fast. Then you have
Find that soul.
that.
An opportunity for combat.
It's pretty nice.
As
You just take some
expected.
daggers
Double
and you shoot them. Right. I'm not the best shooter, so I can't really put it into perspective if they're moving. But, you know,
Why
if you're better at
bother?
shooting,
I want your
you
soul.
Double
can shoot
kill!
it. Now we have this ability.
No escape.
It apparently stuns. I'm just now figuring out. So
Resistance is futile. A brief taste of hell. The
see, it doesn't
legions
stop
of
them from
hell
very
are
long.
beyond counting.
What she lacks in ability strength, she makes up for in like weapon strength. I kid you not, she does so much damage. So now her ultimate ability, basically sends you into the air, puts you in first person, and then you shoot these crows, and they deal a lot of damage, and they're also aerial.
Double kill! That's 3!
You can't actually move while you're doing that, and it doesn't last very long, but in the right situation, you can actually get some pretty good value out of that. So she's a really nice character. She's pretty strong. I would definitely give her a shot. Let's move on.
My
Okay.
claws may be
So
sharp,
the next
but my
duelist
mind
is
far
Black
sharper.
Panther. He does not have any projectiles he touch with his claws, as you would expect. Well, no, he does have projectiles. I meant like his base weapon is not projectiles. I believe he can also wall run. Yeah, he can. So his first ability is gonna be these spears. He takes them first, right? Pretty much you'd expect from a spear. Okay, so I just read up on it. So doing certain moves will put. It didn't put it on him. Sorry. Will put vibranium mark on it, on somebody, and when you use this hold on. When you use this sprint ability on them, you gain damage from hitting them if they have that on. So it's not bad. Alright, there's
My
that move.
justice is swift.
He does have a lot in his kit. So his ult is this giant frickin' panther that you summon.
Tremble before fast!
Right, and then it puts vibranium mark on them. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
My justice
Double
is
kill.
It gets you some bonus.
honor the Panther cult.
I can see Black Panther being a lot like Genji, where he's gonna be hard to catch, like Spider-Man in a way. But I don't know. Maybe I think he needs like a number buff.
The enemy approaches.
This
Okay.
soul sword can destroy just about anything.
Now it's time for my favorite character in the game so far, and that's Magik. Magik is a sword fighting melee attacker who does damage with her sword. You see? Not a particularly fast rate of attack,
This
but
soul sword feeds.
Double kill.
it's hard hitting enough, right? Like you can 3-tap
three.
Bruce Banner just like Hela can. Her first ability is this sword attack. It's actually a ranged attack. I'll stand back so you can see it. But you can charge it up, and you can also
Enemy ahead of
get
us.
pretty close. I'm not sure if it does more damage if you're closer. It does not. But yeah, so you can stand back, do some damage with it. It's her only projectile, so you gotta use it sparingly. Her next ability is this portal thing. You jump through, right? And then you have two options that you can do from there. The first one is going to be Eldritch Whirl. This one's an area of effect attack. It kind of hits multiple enemies if you're in the right spot at the right time. So you go to that, and then you do that. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but you know, it's useful. It's useful, especially getting away. If you're being chased, you can use this to get away, but like still do damage. It's pretty nice. Also, I neglected to mention, but Magik, all of her attacks give you health back.
Hostiles coming in fast.
So even just your normal basic attacks, it gives you bonus
Double
health
kill.
whenever you deal damage. So it's pretty nice. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but going back to the stepping distance ability, you also have another one where if you step out, you place that in whatever direction you're looking. I kind of placed it a little too far, but it'll do
my
damage to you,
minion.
and it attacks pretty fast too. So
You like my
if your
little
opponents
pet?
don't realize that they're being hit from that, they'll kind of back into it. I've had it happen quite a bunch. Yeah, if you press E, she charges forward,
The limbo lift off.
and it lifts them into the air.
One more
It's
for
pretty
the soul
strong. You kind of
sword.
have the advantage in there. Because most of the time you can, if you're in the air,
I
you can do
got
that.
you.
It's easier to
Double
if
kill.
you have that. So a good thing to do would be to step into your helmet, do that,
Look at you fly.
and then step
Go
again.
have fun.
Right,
Good little demon.
it's pretty nice. And then there's her ult, which transforms her into Dark Child.
Behold, that child.
This enhances all of her attacks, so they do extra damage when you attack it. Right?
Double kill.
It's pretty nice. It doesn't last particularly long. It lasts about the
You
same
let
amount
Dark
of time
Child
as
out to
Hulk's
play.
ultimate does.
Behold, that child.
Right, see?
From limbo.
Double kill.
She has a really strong ult, especially in the right situation.
Enemy ahead of us.
But yeah, Magic's fun. Play Magik. She's cool. And I'm not talking about the Gathering.
People want to be led, I want to be in
Okay,
charge.
and then there's Iron
Win-win.
Man, everyone's favorite Batman ripoff. I'm just playing. So, you know, Iron Man has pretty much what you would expect. That is
Piece of cake.
you know, like energy
Double
bonus.
kill.
Not a particularly fast sort of fire. And they also do AoE damage. Okay? So you can get multiple at the same time. It's pretty decent. If you hold shift, you fly around pretty fast. You can also stop it with shift as well. And it'll refill that bar. The bar goes down. It's like fuel in a way, kind of. While you're doing that, you can
Enemies
take
rockets,
F to launch
fire!
missiles. Not bad, right? Then there's his last ability.
Powering up.
which gives him
What do I hit
stronger
next?
Double kill!
rate of fire. Not rate of fire, but you know, his ammunition is really good damage. I'm not the best with guns that have travel time, especially if everybody's moving, right? So let's take a look at his ult. So his ultimate is just this giant freaking ball of energy.
Maximum pulse. Nobody can
Double
hang
Pretty
kill!
good.
cannon.
Especially if you catch people off guard with it. It's really nice. Yeah, that's Iron Man. There's not really much that you need to know about Iron Man. That is Iron Man. Oh, I also forgot to mention that he has a secondary fire, which is this Unibeam. Right, it's like echoes.
One step closer to saving the world.
Double kill!
If you reload it, it'll go back up. It's nice. That's Iron Man. Now, the next...
Anybody who has the chance can be a hero.
The next
I believe that.
duelist is Spider-Man. Spider-Man has, you know, his guns, standard guns.
Yeah!
Oh,
Woo!
also his passive. His passive is really, really cool. So
Pretty
if
sure
you
those
get
are bad guys.
close to an enemy, it didn't do it, but it did it before. I know you saw it. When you get close to an enemy, it'll activate its Spidey sense. Yeah, there it is. See that? That's nice. Is that on a timer? Can I see that? Gives a warning of enemies that have been around. Cool. Spider-Man also has the wall crawl. And he can run as well. It's really nice. And then, of course, you have that. So that's cool. That's Spider-Man's movement abilities. It's a little tight in indoor maps, but you know.
Pretty sure those are bad guys.
It just takes some getting used to. So Spider-Man has 5 projectiles that he can use. As indicated by the 5 little web markers on the screen. So when you put one on, it puts that little mark on them. When you do that, you can press E
Now I gotcha.
to pull yourself to them when it's not on cooldown. If they don't have it, of course, then you just pull them to you. But yeah,
Now I gotcha.
that's pretty nice. F is in uppercut.
I don't want to hit you more than I have to.
Right. And you know, some characters have abilities that
Gonna
they
get
can't
sticky.
use if they're in the air, so doing that against certain characters is actually pretty beneficial to you. So you can dive in the air.
Spider sling.
It's nice.
Pretty
It's nice.
sure those.
But yeah, when they have that mark on them, you pull yourself to them rather than the opposite way. Right? Now, Spider-Man's ult, not the best in my personal opinion. He just jumps up in the air
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
does those little web things.
Double kill!
You won't really get
Too
many
sticky
kills
for
with it
you.
unless everybody's already pretty low.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's nice to have, right? Yeah, that's Spider-Man. There's not really much else to say about him. He does that thing. You know what I mean? Okay, I've put a
Magneto raised me to
little
never
bit of
stop
time.
fighting for what I believe is right.
I've put a little bit of time into Scarlet, but she's pretty strong, honestly. So she works like Moira in Overwatch, where she has this little
Well,
beam that
who's
connects. You don't
next?
have to be super accurate as long as your
Double
cursor's
kill!
around them. You get that? But she's different from Moira in the
That's
sense
3.
of, while she has that, she also has this little ball of energy
Wow,
that she
4 in a row!
She gets 4 of them, and I believe they come back faster when you do damage. Right? Pretty cool. That's what she's got. Now her second ability is her shift, and that helps her get away from
disappearing
danger pretty quick. again, pretty
And
much
so it
just like
begins.
Moira from Overwatch. But the only difference
Be
is
right
that
back.
even though you look like you're invisible, you still leave behind like a little dot that shows where you're going. So if enemies follow that, they can just see where you're going. So use it wisely. Use it to get behind them when they're not expecting, and then
Be right
you know,
back.
like do some damage.
Well, who's next?
Her next ability is pretty cool. It's this little mine, kind of like a mine. You throw it, right?
You're not going anywhere.
And it traps them. Did you see like the 3 little dots of tick damage that it did? It wasn't damage. It instead stops them 3 times if they're in it. Hey Groot.
You were under my spell.
I kind of missed, but that's okay. You saw what it did. It stopped them, and you couldn't do anything. Now Wanda's ult, pretty freaking strong. Not gonna lie, but it's kind of made up for in the fact that it takes so long to pull off. So if you go in there and use your ult, it takes this long to activate, but it's a one-shot on pretty much
That's
everybody.
3.
Right? Not bad. It one-shots almost the entire cast. And, you know, it's pretty strong.
Chaos always prevails.
Oh, yeah, that's her
and
other...
so it begins.
That's her other ability. It's the slow fall. The same as Magneto. That's Wanda. Wanda's very strong. Yeah, so I'll show you her ult one more time.
Your fate to
Double
see.
KO.
Pretty strong.
That's 3.
It does give the enemies some time, though, either to get to a hiding spot or just straight up kill
Well,
you.
who's
I've been
next?
killed out of my ult many times before. So, kind of what you'd want to do
Disappearing.
is something like this,
And so goodbye
where
for now.
you would activate it where they can't see you, and then make your way out. Of course, you'd have to do it from closer. So, like, maybe if everyone's out here, they're fighting for the point, and then I'm, like, right there.
I
so,
need you here. This is the place to attack.
I'm hiding back there, and then I do it. Maybe they don't see me, and then at the last second, I peek out, and then they don't have enough time to kill me or something like that. Yeah, so Wanda's pretty nice. She's pretty strong with that ult, but now that people know that they can just kill you before you get it off, it's not super threatening, but still something to look out for because it's very, very strong. So our
You are in the
next one
presence
is
of
going to be
royalty.
Namor.
It would be
I
wise
haven't
to show
touched Namor
some
at all. I
respect.
do not know what this man does. We're going to learn this one together. He can slow fall too. The little flapping, that's funny. Okay. So, yeah,
Here
so
they
you're
are.
just, it's just a shield.
Oceans protect me!
And this is his rate of fire. It's pretty
Namor
slow,
does not
but he
lose.
also does quite a bit of damage.
Double
Especially if you're
KO.
getting your chance, right? He can also summon these little squid thingies.
Denizens of the deep!
They're pretty cute, but they shoot you, so they're not cute, they're evil.
Double KO.
Right. Eventually they'll go away on their own, but they can also be killed early on by the enemies. And then his last skill is going to be the thingy. It's just an enhanced version of what you always do, like normal fire. Right.
Typical air breather.
Typical air breather. That's kind of so. And then there's this thing: summon giant
Here they
whoever
are.
to
The
jump on top
fools.
of them. Oh right, the whale. I've had that happen before. So even if it doesn't kill your enemies, it'll still knock them down. So they get knocked down and then they go through this animation of getting up. Here, let me build up my ult and I'll do it to Groot. Sorry, Groot, you're just testing down. See, it didn't kill him, but he got knocked down for a second. Right, and that gives you time, a little bit of time where he can't do anything. Right, that's Namor. Okay, now we have Star-Lord. Star-Lord is the Tracer and Reaper and Soldier 76 of this game, right? So
they do not
he has his little pulse pistols, right? He's Tracer, guys. He does a lot of damage with these pistols.
Double KO.
they will melt even a Vanguard, right? Especially if the Vanguard is taking a lot of damage from the enemy team, he definitely hits. Now his first ability is this thingy, this little flip, right? And then there's what I just showed you with there's his little feety thingies, jet boots. It's another form of maneuverability. You can also get up in the air for like your own vantage point. It can be wherever. It's nice. And then he has this ability. Right. That's Reaper's Death Blossom. That's why I call them a mini. 2 points, Star-Lord.
Double KO.
I can see myself putting time into Star-Lord. He's very fun. He's very strong though. He is pretty strong. And then this is his ult, which is just right. It turns him into a soldier.
Double KO.
See, if you see, I don't have to aim.
That's 3.
You were Groot. Past tense.
That's crazy. Yeah, it turns him into a soldier. You get a bit of an auto aim, right? You turn on you're like tactical visor activated, and then you turn on your freaking tactical visor and kill people. Cause auto aim. It's nice. He's pretty strong. He's decently strong, right? Look at that. That's 1 magazine, and it did all that to Bruce. Naturally, you're not gonna be that accurate when somebody's moving, right? Like you don't know where they're moving to. And even still, they hide moves when they run, so it's going to be hard to get their critical somewhere. But that's Star-Lord. That's the last of the duelists as well. So let's move on to the strategists now. So there are only 4 strategists at the moment, and the first one is a pretty complicated character, but he's nice nonetheless. We have Loki. This is rate of fire.
Never stood a chance.
Here's the range.
Double KO.
Decently far. You can stand back and shoot. His bullets do have travel time, so you do have to guess where they're going. Right? Ooh, that's pretty sick. First ability, it's going to be...
I outnumber you.
That's what I meant. If you see it says swap, if you're looking at a clone, even through a wall, you swap places with them. And you see it leaves another clone behind. Those clones do damage.
The more the merrier.
Yeah. Looks like they do damage. Right? That's nice.
Another fallen
And then you
foe.
can always swap places with them. Right? So you can actually be in 3 places at once. It's pretty nice, right? Now this ability is pretty nice. Let me switch to support trainer. Okay, you see they're taking damage. When I put this thing down, whenever they deal damage, it heals them instead. Also, shooting a teammate with Loki's ability instantly heals them. It doesn't instantly heal them like fully, but, you know, it is. And then his last ability, it's like a cloak thing. You leave a clone behind. And then you can move around. And then the second you do anything, it takes you out of it. So Loki's a pretty complicated character. Oh, sorry about that. It ended itself.
Idiots.
It ended itself because I guess I was in here for too long. I don't know. Either way, that's those are all of his abilities. It's pretty nice, especially this one, the cooking ability. I believe if you get hit, it takes you out of it, but I'm unsure of that at the moment. Here, we can do that. I did not mean to do that. Okay. Alright. Now, let's leave this one behind. Yeah, if you get hit, you're taken out of it. Yeah, that's Loki. Now let's look at his ult. His ult turns him into Echo. So you can
Our
transform
foes draw
into
near.
whoever.
Your powers are mine!
Right? And then, of course, it's on a timer, otherwise that'd be pretty okay. And unlike
I have
Echo,
triumphed,
if you
as
die
always.
as whoever you're shapeshifted into, you don't turn back into Loki, you just die, right? You're dead. So you do still have to be careful about how you play. You can't shapeshift into somebody to capture a point just to hold it a little bit longer for your team arrives like you can with Echo. So you do have to be a little careful with how you use that. But that's Loki. He's a little complicated. You're still gonna have to figure out how to
The more the merrier.
do things. Right? It looks like Loki will always attack whatever enemy you're looking at.
Our foes draw near.
So, if you have multiple,
I outnumber you.
they'll all attack.
Double kill!
I've seen that a lot, where people will just stack up a bunch of Lokis. I think you can
The
only have
more
3.
the merrier.
Yeah, so not 3, so you can only have 2. Otherwise, it'd be pretty strong if you
I
had
have triumphed.
8
Double
Loki
kill!
shooting you. Yeah, that's Loki. Let's move on to the next one.
Life energy is my eternal guide.
Now, this is my
and the source
personal
of my
favorite
powers.
strategist. This is Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. So she's an empath, so she heals people based on the power of like emotions.
Our enemies are
But
here!
the way that she works is kind of like Zenyatta, where you put an orb on somebody and it heals them, right? But it takes out those little leaves that you see. That's her rate of fire.
Don't come back!
Now, if you see, it also says Inspire. So if you press Inspire, they will do more damage, right? You can tell if your teammates are getting hit as well, because it'll light up your crosshair and you'll hear it, right? And you'll get an assist. Alright. So that's nice. If you press F, you can inspire yourself,
My anger is healthy!
and you can do extra damage to yourself.
My anger is purged! Double kill! Don't come back! That's 3!
Yeah, Mantis is really nice. She's
Hostile ahead!
a good healer. She really is just like the Zenyatta of this game. I don't mean to keep comparing, but it's kind of true. Okay, her last ability, it's like Lucio's, where it heals and gives them a damage boost. Not damage boost, but a movement boost when I use my
We
ult.
are undefeatable!
So they would be moving faster if they were moving, and as long as I'm moving, it heals them. So it's nice. She's a pretty nice character. She's not too complicated to get into either. Pretty nice. Let's move on. Now we've got
Like me.
Rocket Raccoon.
More bad guys. Just what we need.
He has these little ricocheting balls thingy, and they work like Moira's orbs, where if a teammate is within a certain amount of distance from these balls, they get health. Right. Then he has this little beacon thing.
Nice spot.
If a teammate is to die, they will respawn at this thing. Yeah, see, look at that. And then it disappears, of course. So that's nice. It's good for keeping people in the game. Of course, you have to hide it because it can be destroyed by enemies. Also, Rocket has this little minigun, so that's what his firing
More bad
looks
guys.
like.
Just what we need.
Not bad for a strategy, right? For
Double
support.
kill!
And then his last ability is the shift. You zoom forward in whatever direction you're looking at, right? It's like
You
joystick,
lost.
right?
To me.
And then if you hold the jump button, it'll of course just slow fall. It's nice. It's nice. We've got some nice tools. Let's go up here because our teammate who's actually firing okay. His ult, it's a big damage boost for everybody within the radius.
This is real firepower!
Anybody who's within the radius gets like a damage boost. See the little up arrows that indicate that?
Those guys are about to shoot at us.
That's Rocket. There's nothing to really say about Rocket. He's like he reminds me of Baptiste. He reminds me of Baptiste. It's not bad.
I didn't always
And
love
then the
my
last one is
powers,
going to be Luna
but
Snow.
now I think they're great.
Luna Snow is a pretty strong healer, honestly. See, now he's fully healed. Oh, the last guy is still right here. Alright. So, as long as you stay in the back with Luna, she's pretty easy to manage. Alright. You can do damage, that's your rate of fire. Of course, that's also your rate of healing because they're one in the same. So as long as your aim is pretty accurate with Luna, you can keep your teammates healed pretty well. On top of that, if you have another hero on the team, like Rocket or even Mantis, you guys can keep up healing pretty well. So normally, if you see a Luna on the enemy team, you kind of want to focus her because she's gonna keep the enemy team alive best. And on top of that, her damage isn't necessarily anything to scoff at either. It's not the greatest, of course. Right? It's not Hela and it's not
Double KO!
Star-Lord, but yeah, she hit. So her first ability is this freeze ball.
Snowball fight.
It has travel time, so you can't just instantly freeze somebody. So you have to actually predict where they're gonna run, or if they're standing still, you have to line it up. That's that. Her next ability is this. I forget exactly what it does. Give me one sec. Attach idle aura to an enemy. Allies with idle aura also still have Right, so you see how I have this on him? If I were to kill this guy, that guy also receives my healing. Right? So normally you keep that on the tank. It's like Zen's ball, right? You keep that on somebody and whoever you have it on gets health even when you heal others. Right? It's pretty nice. Pretty good. It's a pretty good one. And her last skill, you would press shift, and it transforms your weapon. While I have this out,
nice deep
just a
freeze.
little ice shard, I restore health to myself if I would have taken it.
I like the cold.
Yeah, so you have to be careful. If she has the shards out, don't approach her like that on. You're not necessarily doing much more
Double
damage.
KO!
But yeah, those are all of the characters. Yeah, those are all of the characters so far in the playable beta. I definitely have my own personal favorites, and I definitely have some that I haven't tried out even before recording this video. I like a lot of them. I like a lot, and I know who I'm gonna try out now. So I'm definitely gonna give it a try. I hope you enjoy watching it, or you know. And then you know, if you want, just comment what your favorite character is. I really like Magik. Magik is really, really dope. I like Magik a lot. Scarlet's pretty cool. I'm a personal fan
My
of
soul remains noble as my
Star-Lord,
sword
but that's
stays
because I played
bright.
Tracer.
Enemy ahead of us.
I played Tracer. In,
This war is
Overwatch
bigger than
for
one
a while.
life. Charge!
Yeah, but that's all the playable characters that are right now.
Enemy ahead of us.
If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what your favorite character is, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out.
Ha